I am so excited to finally be sharing more about my trip to Japan. Now, this is the second time that I've had the opportunity to go there, and I think this was even more special just because I was able to share that experience with my husband. Now, everything that I did was not recorded. I am just learning how to do that and to know to always have my camera available because you honestly might miss a moment. But I feel I will mention everything just because I know that planning a trip can be intimidating. There is so much that you can do and so many things that you can see, but you also want to make sure to enjoy it and not just have a checklist and go on to the next place. So we try to have that mindset when visiting places and doing different activities. In total, our trip was 9 days long, and that is counting the 2 days for travel. So, on the first day, we just decided to take it easy, and after arriving at our hotel around 2 p.m., we just wanted to stay back and explore the area that we were in. We were very lucky to have the Sensoji temple be right behind our hotel, which I knew it was going to be pretty close to our hotel originally, but I didn't know it was that close. It was just, I would say, about a 3 minute walk, which was great. So, on that first day that we were there for half the day, we kind of walked around the temple and we also had dinner at this really good ramen spot near our hotel. And then the next day, we kind of explored a little bit more just because the Nakamise shops were closed by the time we kind of got to walking around. So we went to that area. And then, since we had a sumo wrestling demonstration that we were going to, we stopped by the Meiji Jingu Shrine. This was a very serene experience, and it was just really cool to see the contrast between the city and just the large forest and just the tranquility, even though it was in the middle of a big city. Then the next day, we did a few things. We started by going to the Team Labs, which is an interactive art experience. Then we also went to Tokyo Tower, which, in my opinion, was a lot better than the Sky Tree. It was less crowded, and I feel like you could get a pretty good view without a big crowd. We also went to a capybara cafe, and after that visit and doing a little bit of research, I found out that animal cafes are not very ethical. And so I don't know if I would do that again. I would like to think that they were well taken care of, they looked healthy, and there weren't a lot of people, but I guess you never really know what's going on behind the scenes. So I don't know if I would do that again. The next day, we went to Tokyo Disneyland, and this was a really great experience. The food was great, the rides were awesome. I am not a very big roller coaster person, but I felt like there were a lot of things to do if that's what you enjoy. And we didn't go to Disney Sea just because I feel it would have been a lot on our schedules when there's already a lot to do at Tokyo Disneyland, but definitely something that we would consider visiting if we go to Tokyo again. The next day, we started by going to a cafe by our hotel, having some matcha, and then for lunch, we also went to a ramen shop that had a Michelin star in the past. You were not allowed to take pictures or videos, and they wanted you to focus on eating, not being on your phone as much, which honestly I think is something that we could all do. Then we went on a boat cruise in the Sumida River, and we ended off our day by having some of those fluffy Japanese pancakes, which was really great and just the right amount of sweetness. The next day was our day in Kyoto, and we primarily just explored the Fushimi Inari Shrine and also tried a lot of the food around that area. And this was just a really special experience for me just because it was my first time in Kyoto. During our last day in Tokyo, we just spent our time back in Shibuya and we went to a spa, which was just really refreshing, especially after all the walking that we did. And that's a wrap on my unforgettable journey through Tokyo. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with your favorite Tokyo spot. And if you've got any questions about my trip or travel tips, feel free to ask. I would love to help out. Thanks for watching.